back to you in a second. Forgot one very important step. I forgot to put the dust cover boot back on. Told you guys I would film my mistakes and everything. Everybody messes up, but so third time's a charm, right? And it wouldn't be working on a motorcycle if you didn't have to do it over and over and over again. I've really got to get some better lighting for out here, because I can't see shit that I'm doing. We're gonna go through one more pause break so I can have a mental breakdown. Okay, we're back at the bike now. You can see a little bit of it hanging up back there. And the wife showed up. She brought me replenishments. Oh. So now that we have beer on reserve and a fully cleaned, fully put back together brake master cylinder, now we got to put it back on the bike and flush the system to get all of the rest of that nastiness out. So on Harleys, there's a little notch on the back side of the handlebar control module that you have to get this to slide back into. There's a groove cut out and all this other good noise, which is funny. There it goes. Slid right out, won't slide right back in. Probably because my banjo screw is in the way. The struggle is real, my friends. Okay, so you take your front clamp, make sure that it doesn't, I know that on some of these they'll have like an up written on the inside. Make sure you put it on right. On Harley, there's this ridge that catches the inside of the bracket. Give me just a second. Okay, sorry, battery was dying. Whew. Yes, that's a different beer than the one I had earlier. This is taking me longer than what's on the film. So, put all of this back together. What's up, baby girl? I have my beautiful wife lurking behind me. She does not want to be on camera. She's very shy. Okay, so that part remounted. Now, when it comes to these two screws, after you get everything put back together, you probably will have to loosen them back up a little bit so that you can adjust your mirror and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff, like mirrors, unless you have bar end mirrors or the under mirrors that clamp to your bars, you're not going to get this thing put back on in exactly the right same place it came off. So that is one of the tedious pains in the asses about this, because you know how it is. Once you get your mirrors set perfect, they're perfect, don't touch them. And finding that same perfect position is just near impossible to do again. Okay, what did I do wrong here? I'm fixing the bike. My wife's fixing one of her whatnot statue things. I guess the cat knocked it off. The joys of being a cat owner. Okay. So this goes back together. Harley ones are kind of goofy. You have to slide. There's this wedge, and it has to go in behind the control manual. So it has to go in wedge first, and then you just kind of muscle it into place to get everything lined up. Of course, every small movement means big movement. Just wiggle the pin until it fits. And once you get it in, God, that's how it's supposed to feel. If I can get the damn pin to go back in. When in doubt, like I tell my wife, use a little you. Move. Apparently now I'm horribly inappropriate. Like I said, very shy. And one of the big things is these are actually aftermarket levers, which can be a pain in the ass all to themselves. Just got to get lined up just right. Now, one of the major pain in the asses about this is getting this tiny ass little circlip to go on again, because every time you try to push it on, it's going to try to push the pin up. So you kind of have to get it looped on with one finger while holding the other one down and that'll push it up. So, oh, Jeebus. You have to be careful with this part because you can bend that clip really easily or it flies off into oblivion. Had that happen once and it was a pain in the ass finding it again. That's what I like about these magnetic bowls, because you can literally take the bowl and hover it around the floor trying to find the part you're looking for. Okay, let's put this banjo screw back on. Get our trusty channel locks. And feed the never-ending threads of the banjo screw back in. Let's see if I have a 12-point ratchet that'll work. Just, you know, curiosity and all. Ah. 7/16. It's funny. Everything else on the front end of a Harley is metric, except apparently this. You want to get it good and tight, but like everything else, don't over snug it. The last thing you want to do is, these are made out of a really soft metal, so if you strip it, all that time completely wasted. All right, so the next step of the process on the end of this, let's get it lined up here, is a little cap on the end of the brake bleeder. Don't hit yourself in the head with your damn front end while trying to pull this little cap off. There we go. Sometimes they are a pain in the ass. 5/16 clear tubing. It's like 26 cents a foot at most hardware stores. And you just slide it ever so graciously. Clear water bottle, brand of your choice, doesn't matter. You want to waste a Fiji bottle on that? My friend, that is your prerogative. You only need about 2 feet worth of this line. Slide it into your water bottle. Figure out where the sweet spot is there. And you will need typically an 8mm. I didn't check this one. So we will find out together, my friends. It's normally an 8mm. And of course on Harley it's going to be different because it's fucking Harley. I'm going to guess 3/8 because America. Man, was I right. Alright, so you crack your bleeder open until you start to see fluid coming into your line. once you have fluid coming into your line, don't get yourself caught on your sissy bar because that shit hurts. Oh my God, that shit hurts. Tangled up in my extension cord over here. Okay, so now that we have fluid trickling out of it, always use a brand new bottle of brake fluid. This stuff draws moisture like crazy, and once you crack the top of it, it kind of starts to draw moisture into the bottle. So if you have a bottle that's been sitting in your fridge, or not fridge, good God, garage, for like 2.5 years, find a safe way to get rid of it. Take it to O'Reilly or somewhere and tell them, look, this isn't any good anymore. So don't fill your reservoir all the way up. Just a little bit in the reservoir, and you're gonna pump your brakes. And you'll start to see the brake fluid move down. Once it catches a good siphon, you're gonna get all the air moved out. And just kind of add a little bit more as you go, and you'll see air bubbles pop up. There is a trick where you can pinch the hose off the brake line off with a pair of pliers, and that will cause a one-way valve. Mine are pretty much rigid line, and the rubber hose on it actually have like a reinforcement in them. So if I were to use that trick, it would be null and void instantly. So this is pretty much just going to be a repetitive process, and it takes forever, so we'll call it good there. You're just going to run the brake fluid through until you stop seeing that horrible, nasty caramel color come out the end, and you start seeing good, clear brake fluid. So hopefully this helps somebody out there. I know it's a long video, especially for my first one, but this is kind of a long, tedious process. If you guys liked it, please hit like, subscribe, hit me up in the comments below. Truck and Biker, see you guys next time.